Good afternoon, hello, it's Daniel. This is the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. I'm here today again with Jono from WeBuyCycle. Good afternoon, Jono. Thank you for your time. We're here to talk about gravel, man, and the spirit of gravel, not really the spirit of gravel. We have in front of us a Lauf True Grit, and this is a brand that in the UK we don't really see too much of. It's an American brand, but we're seeing more and more of them. There are a couple of riders, one of which I know of in the UK, Maddie Nutt, who's sponsored by Lauf. So these are getting out and about a bit more. And when you look at them on paper, I think Lauf have got a lot to offer for gravel bike specs. Now this is the True Grit, so this is their like adventure bike rather than the Segler, which is their gravel race bike. And this one is a few years old, so it's not exactly as you buy them.
2020 model.
Oh, okay, yeah, so it's not exactly the same as what you buy now. But even still, to say this is a 2020 bike, I think there's a lot of things on here that are cool and still very usable today in the gravel market. Have you had many Laufs come through the door here or not?
We had one a few weeks back, which we sold. This one, we had 3.
Okay, right, so not a huge amount at all.
Segler, we had a blue Segler, we had this one, and when we've had the other one, which I forget the name of, but it was like older, it was like one of their 219, it didn't have the fork or anything. So yeah.
Okay, shall we start at the front end then about this, because the fork looks kind of funky.
Leaf.
Yeah, explain to me what's going on. Isn't Leaf Spring old car tech?
Yeah, I don't really know too much about it, to be honest with you. I'm not.
The idea with these forks, so I read, is that they're lighter than a conventional suspension fork, and they're designed in a way to absorb the buzz better than like a an air shock or an oil shock or whatever.
Obviously, with your normal suspension, you got like the damper, you got the air, you got the shaft air. Yeah, just a lot of stuff there to add weight.
Yeah, I'd guess this is one of the old versions. I think they're on version 3 now, which has different options for different rebound, and you can get, if you're a different weight, you get a different one. I think there was an option where you could change where the skewer went through to change the feel of it slightly, but I'll do the thing that you do when you get front suspension. Like it moves a little bit, and I can
see the leaves moving. Yeah, the springs.
I can see how that is really useful for off-road. You see a lot of there's a brand, isn't there, Redshift, that do like a suspension stem and suspension.
Well, you got the future shock system with Specialized as well, where you can put different springs.
Yeah, things. But I think with that stuff, you're only damping with the weight that's on top of, from there up. When it's at the fork, you're absorbing everything from the wheel. So in my mind, that's a more comfortable ride than just at the top, because when you're going over some bumpy bits, you almost hover over the bars sometimes.
It's disconcerting as well when the bars move.
Right.
I've ridden a Redshift stem a few times and I didn't like it personally.
I've never tested one, but yeah. So yeah, the fork is unique. The fork actually also, like you can see, it's got huge clearance. We were talking earlier about the American gravel pros that run massive tyres. I think that's brilliant. You can fit it looks like you fit a car tyre in there, doesn't it? Externally run hose, I think the newer ones have an internal run hose. I can't be 100% sure, but I think that's a pretty cool feature for an off-road bike.
That's the way it's going, because you'll have all integrated cables and stuff on the heavier ones, won't you? So
the other thing I like about this is there's no maintenance. You're not going to go and get your shock serviced. It's not going to burst fluid out, or the air's not going to be too low. Like it is just there.
That's a great piece of design. Like as a piece of design, it looks a bit hooky.
Yeah,
I couldn't have one myself because it just doesn't look like a bike in my opinion, does it?
It's not too old school, Jono. Come on, get with the times.
Well, I did race Gralloch on a steel bike.
You did. We'll look at that in a little while. So flared bars, pretty common in the gravel world. They're only a slight flare, aren't they? They're not too big, really. I've seen bigger flares.
They call these the smoothie.
Right.
And on here it says, eats vibrations. So
got it. Understood. And they are straight from Lauf.
Actually, I really like the shape of these personally.
Yeah.
Because I've got quite big hands, quite long forearms. They've got quite a big reach on them. When I was listing this bike, I thought, that's quite nice. A lot of reach. Yeah. And obviously with the flare, when you're sprinting, you're not going to bang your wrists on the edge there, which is
interesting, because the market, this is the adventure bike, but that's brilliant for a.
Yeah, I know. It's really good, I don't know if that's what they were thinking when they developed it, but maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Onto the frame itself. I'm looking at, being a triathlete, where can I bolt stuff on and ruin the look of a bike? So we've got...
How can I hydrate?
Exactly. We've got top tube storage there. Brilliant. I love the fact you can get things bolted on. We know gravel, particularly in the UK, is rough as hell. Anything you can bolt on rather than strap on, perfect. 2 frame mounts for bottles, and then also a mount under the bottom bracket. You can put a tool bottle in there or an actual bottle. I like that for an option.
It's called a Camelback, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, just
Yeah, I know, but like, you know,
Get a camelback.
if you go on an adventure.
Dove.
Okay. Moving further back, this is a 1x mullet setup, Jono, isn't
SRAM
it?
mullet,
Tell us a bit about a SRAM mullet.
Well, what is it? Business up front, party in the back? I don't know, so what?
I thought
Are they trying to tell me that road shifters are business and mountain bikes party?
Partly so.
Party.
Yeah. So, I can't see, is that no symmetric chainring as well?
Yeah, it's a little bit of oval on gravel.
Perfect. So it's 1x 1050, 12
1050, so it's SRAM 500% cassette, yeah.
Yeah. And
which is cool.
Yeah, big range.
Yeah.
Can't see what the front chainring is, but I'd guess at 38 or 40, something like that.
Although I doubt you'd want to race on that, you know, because you're jumping quite big.
Yeah, quite
when you get towards the top. So if you wanted to smooth out your pedal stroke a little bit, you're probably going to jump too much. But for like the adventure end of things.
And on where the front neck would be, obviously this is 1x, there's something strange on there, Jono. What is that?
Bottle opener, isn't it?
Bottle opener. And it's
your kombucha.
Yeah, and it's actually it's got a Lauf stamp on it, so it's on there.
Yeah, no, these are on the bike. That was the only thing I was really interested in when I saw this bike.
I mean,
to be honest.
I guess if you're going on an adventure and you're staying overnight and stuff, that's quite handy to have, isn't it? And it's a talking point. Like, we're talking about it now.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think, like, yeah,
it's funny, isn't it?
To me, it's a little bit try hard.
Right.
Like,
you're looking at that thinking, oh, it's too much weight to carry around, aren't you? For nothing.
I mean, oh, dude, I got a bottle opener for my beer, dude. Like, you drink light beer. Like, come on now.
This is what gravel's all about. It's the spirit.
What, like a Coors Light or something?
Yeah. Oh,
sport beer in America, is that what they call it?
Erdinger, sort of thing. Moving further back, this is where I think it's not quite as up to date, in that there's not massive clearance. I don't think these aren't very wide tyres on it.
40s, I think.
Yeah, there's not a huge amount of clearance at the back. So
no, but if you think in 2020, they were probably 40s was probably wide at that point. It's obviously gone crazy in the last few years, hasn't it?
Exactly. It looks like you might be able to squeeze a 45 in there, and that's probably about your limit. But on the whole, as an adventure bike and not a massive price point, I think this is brilliant.
Yeah.
One of my friends has actually ordered the Sagler. Being an American company, it's obviously the other side of the world, they're a little way away and they're struggling for stock because they're selling so many in the US. So they're clearly doing very well, and he wants one. So I think we'll see more popping up in Europe. But
yeah, it'll be obviously that flow of stock with them being a small brand. They're not massive, are they? So it'll be getting the stock, and I assume these are quite a thing to manufacture.
Yeah, well, you can buy the fork separately as well. You don't just have to get them with the bike. So I guess a lot of people will just buy the fork and put them on their own bike.
Yep.
I think you can only get them in a tapered 1 1/4 to 1 1/8.
Probably.
So I don't think I can get them on my Canyon because it's 1 1/4 all the way through. You can probably get some sort of thing that adapts it to make it smaller, but
it's just be quite right.
Yeah, and it's something else that's going to fail at some point, isn't it? So that was enough to talk myself out of spending £1,000 on the fork. So yeah, there we go. Lauf 2 Grey. If you've got a Lauf or you've ridden one, let us know in the comment section down below. What are they actually like to ride? Is it hype? Is it too much of spirit of gravel, or is it actually a decent bike? Because we've only studied it.
For me, it's too small for us. I read an article. What was it? Full sus Trekker doing a full sus gravel bike.
Yeah, seen it. Full circle.
Mountain bike.
Yeah.
Like, what is the problem with a hardtail? We should put so our mechanic Darren, and he's got it with him today. If you ask him nicely, we'll get his Lapierre Pro Race out, and I'll show you a proper bike.
Okay, well, let's have a look at a proper bike then. All right, thanks very much.
Cool.